This is WFO Radio.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. Well, I guess we're still in the morning time because it's not noon yet. We decided to go early.
Yeah, we decided to give you 1 minute of bonus coverage of Life's a Drag.
Yeah, for all for my friend, our friend Nick or Justin and Henry and Justin.
Justin and Henry, who were very early on, and they have their eyes and ears open. So we want to get everybody to start sharing the show.
Yep.
Share it, because this is going to be a banger show. So many milestones are happening right now, so many big things, and then also buy your merch.
All right, Justin.
Right out of the
Just
gate.
get right into it, Justin.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
This guy, boy, he's been waiting to get this off. Okay, first of all, breaking news last week, Austin Prock will be driving for Tasco Racing. And the amazing thing is Bob Tasco is giving him the seat in his funny car.
See, that was the shocker to me. I was like
shocker.
Yeah, I was like, come on, really?
And that is, I think that shows how passionate and how loyal Bob Tasco III is to the Ford brand of, I want to deliver a championship to Ford, and I want to be a good steward, and I'm going to put the two-time champion in there. And to answer Justin's question.
Let's put it back up. During the Ford Racing show, I felt like drag racing got shafted. They briefly mentioned Austin and Tasco as well as one another, and that was it.
Okay, here's the thing. They had all the production stuff for the other people. Do you think in a million years Ford Racing would have shown highlights of Austin Prock being awesome when he's just dripping Chevy bow tie stuff? They can't show any racing highlights. They can't show him in a uniform. He's got Chevy. They did what they did is they said, hey, we got the best guy out there. There he is with our guy, and we're going to start kicking everybody's ass starting in Gainesville. And then they're going to cram Austin Prock Ford down your throat. You know, the fact that we were there, huge. Many years when JFR was part of Ford Racing, we never got invited to that stuff. Ever.
Really?
Yeah, we never did preseason stuff. They were just like, oh, and other. We were like literally and others. And we were winning championships.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to Joe's show yesterday, and he got tweaked by that too. By that not just that Austin, they mentioned Austin and Tasco, but they didn't mention NHRA at all. No, not the NHRA letters were not mentioned in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. Now, I think they got a little slighted on that, but I agree with what you're saying. They're not going to post highlight reels of Austin in a Chevy,
and that's the same deal. You know, people are losing their minds again. Fox is dropping IndyCar content promoting 2026 season and that they're the fastest motorsport. They changed it up a little bit. You know, they're still planting their flag that they're super fast, you know, and that's just marketing companies doing marketing company things.
Yep. Oh, look at this one, Wesley. I think they only had the event because of F1. Could be.
Yeah, could be. And the fact that Dan Wilkerson was there, I saw Dan Wilkerson content. I thought that was cool that, you know, they invited, you know, other Ford drivers. But you know, the sport as a whole in the Ford racing universe just isn't that big. No offense to NHRA, but let's say they're spending $6 million in drag racing just on the team side. They don't have any sanctioning body relationship. You know, they don't have any track relationships really. So $6 million is 0.04% of their budget, you know?
Right. That's what they spend on lunches in a year on the executive level.
That's what the F1 teams are spending on moist towelettes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. And you're right. And listen, we love our sport of NHRA drag racing, but not everybody else does.
Right.
And that's why we're, we'll get into more stuff here in just a few minutes, but hopefully
the
world will see exactly.
But I think the biggest takeaway is how great it's going to be to have competitive Ford car out there going against a competitive Mopar car with Matt Hagan and Chad Green, and then competitive Chevys. And then guys are still going to be in Toyotas, even though there's not Toyota backing. Right. And I'm hoping that this manufacturer rivalry will get some more manufacturers interested in supporting our teams. Because
I agree with that too. Well, if you did not see Austin on Joe's show yesterday, you should go watch it.
Yeah,
because Austin's got a little bit of hey man, I did what I did, and here's the reason why I did what I did. And if you don't like it, feel free to come over and talk to me about it. But yeah, guess what? We're here, and we're not. And I want to race with my family. And he's gonna be wearing a black hat this year just because he can wear a black hat, and it's gonna be awesome.
And I think that Tasco is going to give him the leeway because Tasco wasn't afraid to wear the black hat.
No,
Tasco led the charge last year on calling out Fox about the whole IndyCar deal. And, Tasco's going to hey, man, you got a problem? Let's get it out there. I'll back you up.
Yeah, and Ford never had a problem with Tasco. I mean, listen, Bob Tasco bleeds Ford blue. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, I asked him about, because he has other dealerships. He has other relationships with other car companies. And I asked him one day, right before the Yes program, I asked him about a different car than a Ford. He goes, well, I mean, it'd be the first words out of his mouth were, well, I'd really rather see you in a Ford, but, that's a fine automobile you're talking about. And I could probably hook you up. But he's like, why would you? He doesn't even think about other things other than Ford.
At the Motorplex one year before the Fall Nationals, we had classic trucks do the driver parade. And just by a random circumstance, there were no Ford pickup trucks. There were some Chevys, there were some Dodges, there were some old school Toyota trucks. And Bob Tasco was like, hey, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to get in the back of a competitor's pickup truck. I'll pay whatever fine the NHRA gives you. But, I was like, I'm not asking you to try to sell this beat up Chevy. It's a classic truck parade.
Right.
He's like, you don't have a Ford? Can't do it.
See, I used to work for Budweiser back when it was Anheuser-Busch, and I was in their marketing department, and you wouldn't be caught dead drinking a Michelob. You wouldn't be caught dead. I mean, listen, they let you slide a little bit on a Bud Light, but you were expected to be drinking Bud Heavy the entire time.
Yeah.
And when I worked there, I mean, we Budweiser was still the flagship brand for Budweiser. Yeah. And, where Coors Light, it became Coors Light. It was Miller Lite for Miller. We still had the red heavy, and that was it. But, dude, it was really, and I mean, I remember Kenny Bernstein, the longest running sponsorship of any major sport guy. He was a Bud guy, and he was synonymous with it. And you know what? Austin Prock starts winning races, wins another championship, guaranteed Ford's going to be sticking their flagpole
for sure
right in his camp. And that's what it's going to be, because they're brand loyal, just like Kenny Bernstein, everybody. You just got to show up and do your thing. It's going to be awesome.
Did I ever tell you my all-time favorite Kenny Bernstein, John Force, Budweiser related story?
Nope. Go for it.
This is like when Forces had just won a couple championships. So it's early in his career. Kenny's kicking ass. And they were flying somewhere together. I think they're flying from maybe California to Gainesville, but it's like a cross-country flight. And Kenny had a first-class seat, and Force did not. And Kenny gave Force his first-class seat so Force could work. And Kenny goes back to coach and is flying. And halfway through the flight, Kenny comes up to just chat up Force, and he walks up on Force sitting in his seat, and Force is drinking a Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Because he's a Miller Lite guy. And Force tells me the story. And I've heard it from both sides. He goes, Kenny walked up, saw him sitting there drinking a Miller Lite in his seat, and was so mad he couldn't even talk. And he was just like, I can't believe it. And then he just turned around and walked off. Force said he didn't talk to him for 6 months.
Wow, that's awesome.
But can you just imagine, Kenny, hey, I'm just going to go up and check on you, and the guy's drinking your main competitor. Like, also on the track, because Larry Dixon was probably driving the Miller Lite Top Fuel Dragster.
That's even better. Hold on, I'm looking for something.
Yeah. All right. He's going off.
Oh,
So,
sorry,
yeah.
I was looking for something. I can't find it.
So that's all time. So yeah, but yeah, so Tasco will be, obviously he's all for it all the time. Prock is going to lean into that. And
Of course.
but I love the story of basically two families. Like, this is two families getting together, and Tasca, kind of taking one for the team and going to be team owner. And that's the thing that is unique, because Tasca personally wanted to win a championship as a driver.
Right.
But he was big enough and looked at the big picture for Ford and said the best thing for Ford is to just get a championship.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly. But we got to get Bob Tasca back out there. I get it. There's not enough pieces and parts and trailers and trucks and things like that. But we definitely need to get that thing going back. He needs to be out here because he's fun. The whole family's fun. When Tasca wins, the winner circle's better. The kids are now growing up. Maybe we shove one of the kids in a car. I don't know.
And he's got dealer. He's probably making dealership moves, setting himself up. Can you pull up Derail 81's comment, because he's picking what I'm thinking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I was just thinking that is straight up school picture background.
Listen, if you're friends with me and you have my phone number, but my 4th grade picture pops up on your phone when I.
It's so great.
It's
so funny. But yeah, it does look like a school picture background.
It does. I like that. I decided to get rid of the brick wall today. We'll go a different way someplace else. But yeah, Tasca is going to be good. But yeah, man, watching him on Joe's show yesterday was so tremendous. I was like, man, he was. There's always going to be haters. There's going to be people that just throw it out there. Like, oh, how dare you leave John Force? John Force paid so much money to have, the Procks back, Jimmy Prock back, and da. And Austin just flat out said, this is why we did it.
Yeah.
I think he alluded to maybe they asked for something and he didn't get it. And so they said, all right, then we're just going to go, we'll go do this someplace else. And that's his prerogative. Anybody can do that.
Hey, look at the NIL portal in college football.
Yes.
It's the same situation. It's free agency. If you don't have a guy locked down on a multi-year deal and someone else comes up, don't.
Yeah.
So give them what they want or let them go.
Yeah. And, this was a better opportunity for him and his family, not just him. He's taking the whole crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, no hate on this side for Austin Prock. You got to do what you got to do for your people.
Yeah. And right out of the gate, he does the huge announcement in Detroit, and then he is in New York City doing things. Do you have the stuff ready for New York City?
Yes. So let's see here. We're going to share my screen, so you're going to see what it looks like on our side when we're doing the show. So just be prepared. This is not.
There's big things happening today. In addition to sharing the show, you need to tune in to Vice tonight.
Look at that, Chasing Speed.
Chasing Speed. Look whose car's there. Oh, what? Austin Prock? Look at that. So Chasing Speed, the NHRA docuseries drops tonight on Vice, and it is awesome.
Everyone's saying that this is going to be a game changer for us. Yeah. All right.
Everyone that's been clamoring for, we want our whatever Formula One calls their show. We want our golf show. We want, this is our show. And I know Lauren Adams, the people at Vice that put it together, it is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. You may or may not see me in it. I was interviewed. Yeah. I'm sure I'm on the cutting room floor.
I don't think
I might have said some incendiary things. We'll find out. So maybe there'll be a drinking game throughout the series.
Yeah.
As soon as you see
J-Lo drink a bottle of tequila.
Yeah, because you're only going to see me like once probably. So just get drunk off that one bottle of tequila.
So, but because that show and Vice and NHRA 75th anniversary.
Yeah, please hold.
We got to do a little bit of this today.
There we go. Look at this. New York Stock Exchange.
All right. If you're in the know, let's look at that. We rang the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange.
All right. So let's go through this.
Let's go. From the left,
right
we
here.
have vice producer.
I forget her name, but she's the one that produced the whole thing. She's the
Yeah.
one that edited everything. Right here next to her,
Lauren
video
Adams,
camera woman extraordinaire.
national treasure. All the opens you see on NHRA shows, Lauren puts those together with Brian Loans.
And then we've got right here, this is Chris Meadows.
Yep.
He produces, he directs, he's not doesn't produce, he directs everything you see on Fox. That guy right there.
He's
He's
spectacular.
Right,
he does a great job with the show. In the back row, that's Kurt Spittler, NHRA social media, camera guy, producer, all the cool top end videos. He's dropped some great stuff about Funny Car. Kurt puts a lot of that stuff together with Nikki.
Indiana alumni as well.
Indiana, he is so happy right there. He's not smiling because he's in New York City. He's smiling because Hoosiers won the national championship.
Then we have sales extraordinaire Mike Rao.
Mike Rao. So all the sponsorship stuff,
big.
Mike Rao, Brad Gerber, Saragusa, Andrew, they all make that happen.
Tell me his forehead's not getting huge.
But look at this is a big forehead row. Back row is obviously big foreheads.
Yep.
Kurt,
Josh,
Mike. Okay, the next guy underneath the logo in the back row is the great Josh Hatchett.
Yep.
PR guy extraordinaire. Let's not gloss over two-time Top Fuel champion Doug Coletta either.
No, yeah, he's right there.
Everybody probably flew all those people to the deal in one of his Coletta charter jets.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah,
I love that.
Right.
Then you got Austin Prock right here.
Austin
obviously.
Prock, already just full on task it up. Love it.
I think this lady is like a New York Stock Exchange person at some point. I don't.
And then Steve Righteous is behind her between Austin Prock, and Steve Righteous is a VP at NHRA, and he basically puts the whole show together. He's responsible for all the broadcasting, dealing with Fox, helping us, either keeping us with Fox or finding a new TV partner.
Yes.
That's Steve Righteous. He's a good dude.
And this guy right here, he's a new producer. That guy.
Right.
I don't know his name. I forget his name. And this guy, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I think these are all Vice people, maybe.
Could be Vice people. Yeah.
It could be
Stock
Exchange.
But look at that.
That was big.
So their debut in the show tonight, Loans is on his way to New York. They're gonna debut the show, have a big whatever you do when you debut a show. Premiere, thank you. So yeah, there you go. That happened today at bright and early. I tried to find a better video. That our crack producing team, I think they filmed it on their phone and then sent it
we're
over.
big on just raw. We don't need overproduced. We don't need Michael Mann.
Yeah, Michael Mann. By the way, Suits versus Austin's t-shirt. Wesley, as soon as I saw that, I go, look at Doug Coletta wearing a nice jacket. And I was like, Austin's just wearing a Ford t-shirt. I dig it.
Yeah. But again, loyalty to brand.
That's
there's not a Ford suit. Anytime he's going to be able to put Ford Racing or Task out there, he's going to take it. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, but that's a big boy thing too. I'm applying for jobs and things like that, and I haven't had too many interviews, but I'm like, do I wear a jacket and a tie for this job? I would never wear a jacket and tie at the job, but is that appropriate?
You dress for the job you want, and I get it
exactly.
But because I've done that, and then it's also a little bit of, and I don't know what Doug Coletta can do whatever he wants to do.
Sure,
he's two-time Top Fuel world champion, so that's also a little bit of. You win 20 games in the show, you can have fungus on your flip-flops.
Exactly. God, it's so great. How great can you pull? You can pull. So my kid is playing for Orlando City. Went to Germany, signed some autographs. I go, man, you signed an autograph. We're gonna have to work on your interviews and stuff. He's like, what? I'm not interviews. I showed him that clip. Oh, he was laughing. I go, that's the best.
Yeah. Just take it one day at a time. Good Lord willing. Yeah. It's
so great. So great.
Yeah. So we have that. We have the show, Vice tonight, which I'm so excited for. And please, if it does not meet your lofty NHRA fan expectations,
right,
for whatever reason, keep your negative comments to yourself. I'm just begging you that I wish there was more of this. Right. You're the guy that gets $1 million contract and then bitches about his sales guy getting a 10% commission.
Right.
No, you got 90% of the money. And yeah, the sales guy gets a little bit. So it's going to be great. Embrace the fact that it's going to be great, and it'll get better. But
Yeah.
just don't come out and be like, oh, this is just trash. This is just Tony Stewart and Antron and Ida Zetterstrom.
Because guess what, guys? You hardcore drag racing fans, this is not for you.
Right.
This is for the people on the sidelines that we're trying to get to come out and see them.
This is so when you bump into somebody at the races that's never been there before, you can be helpful and tell them, oh, this is so great. Yes, you can. Oh, you saw Tony Stewart on this show, or you saw Antron Brown on this show. Their pit's right over there. You can go get their autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you can be helpful, is embrace new people.
By the way, how quick do you think Sportsman Racing is they're gonna get fired up because they don't see one Sportsman car on this thing?
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's also touch that base a little bit, because I love Sportsman Racing. They've done a great job. They're adding people to the 75th anniversary driver list, and they've done a great job of, no guarantee of yeah. Well, again,
Nicole, we'll talk about you in a minute. Don't worry.
Yeah. Luckily, Nicole, you're gonna be able to have your own platform, teaser. But to me, the 75th, they're adding 25 new drivers. They're adding, Sean Bellimer was announced this week. I mean, of course, Sean Bellimer's he's one of the greatest drivers ever. Dan Fletcher's on there. Biondi's on there. There's going to be other sportsman guys, but you can't, Wally made it very clear, cars are the stars, but it's a personality driven deal.
Yep.
And Matt, you're going to tell me Matt Hagan doesn't deserve to be on there because a Lucas Oil Series guy might have more. Like, Matt Hagan has done a ton for this sport.
I agree. Yeah, listen,
Craig Anderson and Jason Line have done tons. Eddie Krawick and Andrew Hines have done tons. Matt Smith. And for so many years, Pro Stock Motorcycle was overlooked. I don't even know. I think there may have only been like 2 Pro Stock Motorcycle people on the top 50 list, like Dave Schultz and, I don't know who else.
Yeah, that's it.
George Bryce, maybe, or, Terry Vance. But it's just, you got to balance it out a little bit.
So we got that going on. I love it. I love when people just bitch about things to bitch. That's all they do.
And speaking of people having the ability to complain about stuff now, big news in the podcast world last night from our friendly neighbors at Competition Plus. They're adding a new show.
Yes, they are. The Alan Reinhart Show.
Alan Reinhart Show with co-host Nicole Clark, who's firing off hot sports opinions about blow them up, because now Nicole knows, like, she's a legit TV producer for Wish TV, so on the production side, of course it's not going to be perfect, but just don't come off the top rope with this is garbage.
Right, because it's not going to be garbage. It's going to be good. But
and Nicole's already backtracking on being a co-host.
Don't say. I saw a press release saying.
I think we're co-host. I mean, it's the Reinhardt Show, but you're going to be carrying a lot of the water for Reinhardt. We all know that, Nicole. But so it's good. It's going to be great to get Reinhardt back. Publicly in the mix, because he's a wealth of information. He's got hot sports opinions. He knows everybody.
Yeah.
I think their first guest is going to be Ron Capps on February 4th, Wednesday, February 4th at 5:00 Eastern.
My concern is, I'm like, let me look at this. We're running the space shuttle here today. Look at all this stuff. Reinhardt doesn't know how to do this. His computer, he always used to say, I need a hammer to fix my computer.
Right.
I'm like, so Nicole, who's going to be producing this for Reinhardt? I know you got something going on, because there's no way. I mean, how he did it with Joe Costello for so long, I don't understand how that happened.
You'll just be able to email him. You'll be able to email him your questions. Maybe this show he will take tech supports and do shout outs.
Let's see. That'll be awesome. Yeah, exactly. Alan and that CUDA in the background. That's where he's going to do it from.
Yeah.
I love it. I do miss
I love that now you're getting more good content spots. Because, I mean,
I
Drag
agree.
Illustrated has a great megaphone. WFO Network has a great megaphone. Competition Plus TV Network has a big megaphone. They're all a little like we're getting a true ABC, NBC, Fox type deal where if you're a drag racing fan, you can watch the Fast Channel, you can watch all these live programming shows, and they're spreading them out. So there's not, you got the Not Bland show, you got Monday Morning Racer, you got, Michaela's doing her show, Kira Sage is doing her show out of Seattle. You're just seeing all these shows, and that's just good for the sport. That's what you want.
Right. Yeah, it might be grassroots, but yeah, we're listen, more programming. I mean, every city's got probably, every city who has an NFL team has at least 2 sports talk radio stations.
Right.
At least, and they're talking about everything that goes on with the Dolphins or the Jaguars.
And I will say that the Alan Reinhart Show logo does give a nice little polite head fake to SVP Scott Van Pelt Show in their logo.
I gotta look at it again now. I'm gonna see what it looks like.
Also, so I just love that. That's just more avenues for more people to get on to talk about drag racing and share stuff on social content and get out there. And it's going to be really, really cool. You're trying to find the logo.
I saw it. That does look good. Who made that logo?
That's Bobby's team. Nick, I don't know. Nicole probably made it. He's got graphics people. It's Bobby's team.
Graphics. Our logo's nothing. What do we got? We just got.
I mean,
all right. So
our head on it. We could just 2 big melons on there.
Right.
It's called Reinhardt Reaction. Surely there should be a segment in there that is like a Andy Rooney quick hits type deal where it's just like Reinhardt Reactions, and he takes Twitter posts and stuff, and it's like kind of a combination between mean tweets and something else, and it's just like the last 3 minutes of the show is just. And now let me go back to Jim Bob 37.
So back in the day,
let's take on Reinhardt.
Yeah, well, back in the day, and it still happens. The people send emails into the NHRA, and they're either complaining 95%, something happened, or you get a good, pat on the back, maybe 3% of the emails. And Alan and I, when they would send it over, hey, let's see if we can work this in or do that. Hey, let's be cognizant of this. Our boss would send the email that the fan had emailed us in, and it emailed in, and it would have their email address on. And Alan and I would sit there. You want to respond back to these guys? I go. We would sit in the tower some weekends. I can't believe this guy just said that, and he said it, and we got his email. We could just email him right back.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like I got called out for playing the Top Gun theme song for it was a Marine guy, or it was a Navy person. I don't know. Air Force person. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And somebody sent this 4-paragraph email. We're veterans, and
you're disrespecting the armed forces because you're.
I'm like, what? Okay, so I go and I find all the military theme songs, right? Up and Way, all of them. So now I got that straightened out. But one time I couldn't load the Army one. And guess which one I played? I played the theme from Stripes. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's great.
Didn't get any trouble for that one. No one picked up on that one. So, it's a very fun. But I responded back to the lady. I go, ma'am, I have 2 sons that are in the military. I understand what you're saying. And I was very nice.
Yeah.
But, Alan and I always had fun with that whole thing of
it's
responding to emails.
It's so great to – if you can respond to people that send emails and you truly respond as a reasonable person,
right?
It's so funny how quickly their tent just folds and they just immediately, because they just want to be heard.
That's it.
And they're, sometimes they're reasonable people, sometimes they're crazy people, but they're passionate, whatever. But I used to deal with the JFR comments. And force. Actually, he's never did anything political, but one year in Denver, he made a comment. They were trying to do top drivers, and Jeg was listed higher than him. And ESPN went to him and I was asking, what do you think about this? And he's like, he'd been working out a lot. So he was in the Jim just watching CNN or whatever show on, it doesn't know, and John doesn't know anything about politics, never did,
Right.
whatever. He just loves America. And he said something to the effects of, yeah, it's just a lot like Hannity and Beck, and, they just say one thing and they just make something up, and then someone else, it does nothing about nothing, no background. Right. And people went crazy. And then we sent them all emails. Like the people, like they just started sending NHRA emails. They started sending Auto Club emails. And we just said, forward them all to us. And we made a John Force Racing email address. And I responded to every single, it was like 5,000 emails, Jason. It took me a month and a half.
Wow.
But everyone that emailed questioning John's patriotism or politics, we had the standard, hey, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, like in a polite way. We turned 90% of those people, 95% were like, oh my God, I can't believe John Force is emailing me. And we were like, John is not doing this, but these are his words.
Right.
And they were all like, we knew John was the greatest. He's the best. We love you. We're going to go buy 10 T-shirts.
Right.
And like their previous email was, John Force should leave the country.
Yeah, go to live in China. Force. Yeah.
If you don't like it, get out. And then they got a response. And then they were like, I'm going to go buy all the die casts. Right. You're so great. I'll see you at the Night Under Fire. And it was, again, people just want to be heard.
What? The cult of JFR fans went too far with something?
Okay. Cult, little strong.
I don't know.
A little strong. They're very they're very passionate, and we appreciate the passion of all our NHRA fans.
Well, and that's what's going to be so great this year with Austin going up against with the Beckman. It's going to be so.
It's going to be delicious.
It's going to be so good. All right, let's pay some bills real quick.
And real quick, I am very curious to see what does Beer Guy do.
Ooh, good. Let's come back to that.
Let's get back to that. Let's pay some bills, and then it gets back to what exactly is Beer Guy going to do.
Beer Guy's going to be. This is going to be exciting. Please hold. I'm trying to do this the right way.
Drag racing fans, check out Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. It's the free, family-friendly fantasy bracket game. Now, after final qualifying at every national event, you can fill out your bracket for all the pro classes.
It's free, easy to click on your picks. If you need some help, just hit the randomizer button to fill in the blanks. It's for fun, stay engaged, and pick your winners today.
The number one source of friction in your engine is not what you think. Piston rings rubbing against the cylinder walls generate more friction than any other part of the engine. More friction and temperature means more wear and less horsepower. Fortunately, the team at Total Seal knows how to reduce friction and wear through innovative piston ring design. If it takes a piston, Total Seal can build a better ring.
Looking to replace your OEM diesel particulate filter or diesel oxidation catalyst? Look no further than DPF X-Fit, a complete line of aftermarket diesel particulate filters and diesel oxidation catalysts designed as an exact fit OEM replacement with all makes coverage for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks. With thousands of units in stock, we ship the same or next day, and be sure to check out our comprehensive reverse OEM lookup tool. Always new, never remanufactured. For more information, be sure to visit dpfxfit.com. That's dpfxfit.com.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win.
Formulated to win.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
We lost 6 viewers during the commercial break. I don't like it. Get back on, people.
Bathroom break. Okay.
So Beer Guy. This is going to be tough for a lot of people because, a lot of people probably liked Austin at first just because he drove for JFR.
Right. So now they built their empire around JFR and Austin. So how are you going to?
This is going to be fun.
It's going to be so good.
Gotta get the Beer Guy on here. I would love it. He's gonna be. He's got He's probably doing some serious reflection at his house right now.
Yeah, we should let's do that. Let's after this we'll see about getting Beer Guy on.
Yeah, we need
next week. Get the season started. We should do an influencer. Try to get as many influencers on. We get Michaela back.
Yeah.
Try to get Clear Sage. We try to get Nitro Surveyor. Get Beer Guy. Get a handful of these influencers.
Okay.
Get them fired up about 2026.
Yeah, get them firing things off. 2020, listen, 75th, we just had another production meeting. Joe and I were on a production call yesterday. It's going to be awesome. I did see what the renewal gift is going to be. I'm not going to tell anybody.
Can we talk about that yet? Has that been publicly talked about?
No, not yet. I can't talk about it, but it's going to be cool.
I feel like I'm going to just snag a bunch of those.
Yeah, I hopefully we're going to get back to old school.
Here's my dilemma. I've never bought a ticket to an NHRA race, so I don't really have the capability to renew.
Right. I'm sure there'll be some left.
I would hope that the PR staff at some point, NHRA would be like, hey, we appreciate your efforts. Here's this thing.
I was given a championship ring this past year. Contrary to popular belief,
I got one of the promo, like the 75th championship rings at the Trek operators meeting.
Yeah,
back in the day.
Yeah, if you go to the races, we joke around a lot that Joe steals all the stuff, and he does. But we all didn't really take the rings because we were told, listen here, guys. These are a big commodity. Don't be taking these things. I'm sure at some point in time we'll have plenty left over we'll give you one. So we all were good about that. That ring Joe had all season long was the same one all season long. So yeah, it's gonna be good. Let's see what Justin has to say. I'm thinking about Thomas Prock will be the crew chief at some point based off Tasco Racing Twitter tweet. Or are they just stirring the pot? LOL. Overall, I'm ready for new tracks. Where are we going to?
Yeah. I think for sure Thomas Prock will be the top guy. I mean, he's basically co-crew chief with Jimmy right now.
Yeah.
But why would you break that tandem up until Jimmy just decides he doesn't want to do it anymore?
Exactly.
But yeah, new tracks. We're actually talking about that. I was talking about it with Ryan McGee. I saw him this past weekend in Miami at the college.
Of Marty McGee fame. Look at you name dropping.
Of Marty McGee fame. We'll get into that a little bit later because I got to see Marty and Ryan.
Nice.
I got to see Marty and McGee. But he's super excited about Rockingham. He's probably going to do a nice story for ESPN about the return to Rockingham because he's a North Carolina guy.
Yeah.
Ryan McGee's family has a home that I think he said is like 30 or 40 minutes from Rockingham that the family has celebrated the holidays in for 160 years. Like the whole family gets there every year.
Yeah,
which I think
that's awesome. I saw him. I met him in Charlotte one year.
Yeah, he's a Charlotte guy. So he's a super good guy.
Yeah.
So the 75th anniversary is going to bring us a lot of non-endemic national attention, which I think is going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Here, John Force Rocks won. I wish this year Sonoma would step up and give stuff for the 75th. Yeah, there was some stuff going on with that this past year. So
I mean, here's the thing. NHRA, we weren't sure if we were going back to Sonoma. Yeah. That's why they didn't do renewals. But NHRA did a great job of letting them know, hey, you have a huge fan base here. They're making decisions at a corporate level, and then NHRA was able to go in there and say, no, you need to – this is an important market for you and for the NHRA. And they pulled the car out of the ditch. Like, we were all super sad in Sonoma.
Yeah. Dude, Sonoma is one of the tracks where everyone stays seated the entire time. Or they watch Pro Stock, and they watch Pro Stock Bike, and they'll watch Sportsman.
Yeah.
They sit there. They love it. I mean, that's one of my favorite tracks. Bristol's one of my
favorite. And they have a ton of seats. It's a one-sided track, which I like, and they have a ton of seats on that one side.
On NHR Insider this week, God, I can't mention. Brian mentioned Thunder Valley was ripping up the track. Bristol should be interesting.
Bristol was very bumpy. The pro did not like that. And they did something about it. They're making their track smooth. You look at Rockingham is under construction right now. Potomac, where we're having the Potomac Nationals, they're making upgrades. So we're going to have awesome track. And I've heard that US 131 out, in Michigan is palatial. It's an amazing facility.
All right. I'm excited for that.
So, these new tracks are going to be a great racing surface, and they're going to be run really well. And it's going to be customer service for fans, for drivers, for sponsors. And it's going to be big in 2026.
And again, do not wait to buy your tickets to these new tracks. They are going to sell out. I promise you. South Georgia Motorsports Park is going to sell out.
Yes.
They're all going to sell out. So if you are even on the fence, maybe I don't know.
If you want to see Friday night or Saturday qualifying at Chicago or Winter Nationals or Phoenix will sell out on you.
It'll definitely sell out. It's definitely going to sell out. The 70th, again, 75th, we had another production meeting about it. We're getting back to old school stuff. We're going to have more fan interaction. There's something that's going to be kind of fun that we can utilize in a lot of different places. I can't really talk about that either. They're going to pop back out, but yeah, a lot of chances for people to win. A lot more stuff. We're just trying to get back to old school because we're going to have all the legends and a bunch of tracks. I just saw who was going to be in Gainesville. We're going to have Kenny Bernstein. Snake's going to be there. You're going to see all your favorites at a lot of these races. So. And
speaking of Gainesville, Josh Hart will be doing his Fan Fest on Wednesday night. And we're going to do our best to get as many current drivers there. Josh has done a great job of getting legends there, like former Gator National winners. So it's a collection, like we've had Larry Dixon there and Frank Hawley and Garlitz and like former winners. And we're going to try to get the legends there. So that Wednesday night Fan Fest is going to be a banger event.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So it's going to be cool. Now, can I do a little self-promotion for Bracket Bonanza real quick?
Of course.
For the 7, we always have great prizes. We're going to have even more prizes in 2026, more ways to win. Summit's coming back to sponsor the plaques and have gift certificates. Peak is stepping up. Did I tell you about this box that showed up at my house for Christmas from Peak? Peak is stepping up, and I have the great Brian Bolander and Bob Boyle were like, hey, we want to do some things in the regular season. We have a bunch of Brittany Force Top Fuel dragsters.
Okay. Okay.
And I was like, yeah, we want to send them to you. And they're like, yeah, we'll send you they gave me a number. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then they're like, hey, we need to kind of create some space for 2026 stuff. But in the middle of setting my house up for Christmas, Jennifer is out doing something. I get a box the size of a washing machine delivered to my house. And so it's like on my front porch. So I basically shove it just right inside my front door in my living room and then go on about my business. And Jennifer comes home and is like, what the F is this? And how long? And I was like, oh, it's full of Brittany Force diecast that I'm going to send to Drag Race Bracket Bonanza fans this year. And she's like, where are we going to put this? And I was like, oh, I'll just put it out in the garage. And then she's like, when are you going to start giving? We're going to have to store this thing all year. And like, oh no, we're going to start giving them out immediately. But yeah, so please sign up for Bracket Bonanza. Go to, we got the countdown clock going. You can sign up now. We're going to have the regular brackets for every race, but we're also doing before the Gator Nationals, we'll have a special Top Fuel bracket of the top 64 Top Fuel moments. And the bracket will be open for 2 weeks. So you can share it with your friends. But
nice.
Yeah, so it's
look at this.
Be long.
Jim Dunn Racing announced their driver, Todd Lysenko, is back.
There we
Very
go.
Nice.
We
were talking about that last week.
Yeah, so prizes from NHRA, from Drag Race Bracket Bonanza. And I will probably try to grab up some of the 75th anniversary stuff. for the
Yeah.
collection.
Oh, by the way, yeah, one of the ideas I was trying to because the past couple of years we've been trying to highlight stuff in the Nitro Mall, and there's people are just like, oh yeah, they would give me shirts like, hey, don't forget to get your track shirt,
Right.
the race shirt. Well, this year they've got all kinds of 75th anniversary gear.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw some of that stuff and I'm like, ooh, that looks nice. I might have to buy that. So when you come to the track, bring some money because you're going to see
bring a little bit.
really
Bring your
cool
credit card. Bring your credit card because, and I will say that now this is going to be the perfect example for us to swing for the last little bit of the show to talk about my weekend in Miami at the CFP.
Yep.
Because the NHRA merch is really, really good.
Yeah.
And they had so much merch for the college football playoffs. I run the Playoff Fan Central fan zone. They had a huge Suvi store in there. It was so full of Indiana and Miami stuff. I took photos for speaking of Kurt Spittler, Indiana guy, Allie Bland, Indiana person. I took 30 pictures of all the Indiana specific national championship stuff they had in there.
Did they place any orders? That's the big
yes.
question.
Allie bought this sweet long sleeve Indiana national championship shirt.
Okay.
Kurt opted to not buy anything. I don't know. I question his loyalty to Indiana, but my son, he always gets like the lock-up traditional Miami helmet, Indiana helmet. They had some really cool Miami gear. And then I guess he mentioned to some of his buddies that he was doing this, and they all just came out of the woodwork. I'm like, man, I want one of those shirts.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's got one buddy that's apparently an Indiana fan, and so they knew me pretty well in the Indiana store, which I saw some of the most amazing technology in the Suvi store.
Okay.
I had my stuff. I had 3 items. And, Capital One's a big sponsor. So they're like, hey, are you a Capital One guy? And I was like, no, I don't have any credit cards. They're like, well, you go to this line. And as I'm walking up to the cash register area, there's a guy sitting at a table and he says, oh, do you want me to bag your stuff up for you? And I'm like, sure. I go, but I haven't paid for it yet. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. He goes, watch this. He puts my stuff in a bag, takes it over to the kiosk, and there's a little hole that's 8 inches deep, and he just sets it in the hole. And then my items ring up on the screen. Huh. Oh, you have a T-shirt, you have a pennant, you have a pint glass. That'll be, $95. And I was
was it you have SKU numbers and they're like, okay,
yeah, there was no scanner. There wasn't you had to hold the barcode on it. It was just jammed in a bag. You put the bag in the deal and it tells you what it is. And I was like, dude, how does this work?
Wow. Okay.
And he goes, there are RF antennas on every item, and it's basically radio frequency. So as soon as you get it close to the register,
it knows
what's in the bag. He goes,
okay,
you could put it in a cardboard box and bring it over here, and it'll ring it up. And so then, you know what I did? As soon as I got home, I found the RF. I found the little tag, and it's it looks like a hologram, but it's the size, 1/10 the size of a postage, a stamp.
Right.
And it's just on there. I'm thinking, man, if I could just track somebody with this thing, that's out there.
Oh,
but it was so cool. I was just raving about that, So then every time I went back, I was just I just wanted to put stuff in a bag and just test it. And it did. I put 5 T-shirts in a bag. Boop. Thought it'd be $150.
That's crazy. Awesome. One of my favorite conspiracy theories is, right? That the birds are not real. I heard some guy talking about this. Birds are not real. They're just they're robots, so the government can spy on you.
Right.
I love it. That's
so I was lucky enough. We talked. I saw Ryan McGee in Miami at the national championship game.
Okay.
One of my
Name drop number one.
Number one. I also saw, of Marty and McGee fame, I also saw Marty Smith. And pregame, Miami was great. Probably the best pregame sideline people. DJ Khaled was there.
Number 3.
Because he's a big Miami guy.
Yeah.
And I think he had some other rapper guys with him, but I did not know them, that people were kind of taking pictures with him. But chatted him up for 2 seconds. Saw Michael Irvin.
4.
Got my selfie with Michael Irvin. Troy Aikman was there. At the end of the game, I happened to be standing on the stage where they were doing the trophy presentation, and I'm watching that and all the stuff. And I kind of turned to the guy standing beside me to just kind of engage him in conversation. It was Mark Cuban.
6.
Indiana alum. And then so I was able to congratulate him on his championship and then his investment. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's only going to get better. So if you're worried about Indiana running out of money, it is probably not going to happen.
By the way, I used to go on these bus trips with all my friends. Like we'd get a big rock and roll tour bus and we'd go watch baseball games. We're in Chicago at a Cubs game. And this is when Mark Cuban was on Dancing with the Stars. Here comes my name drop. We were with Joey Fatone and Alfonso Ribeiro. So Mark was dancing with Joey's dance partner. So obviously they know each other now. Yeah. 1 degree of separation. So we're at Cubby Bear, and here comes Mark Cuban. And I sat and drank with Mark Cuban for like 6 hours one night at Cubby Bear. Awesome.
He's great. He's amazing. He's fantastic. Awesome. So I just missed seeing Michael Phelps and Ray Lewis. So no credit for that.
By the way, Ray Lewis looked fantastic. His suit, that hat. Oh, he looked tremendous.
Yeah. Tom Brady was there scoping out Fernando Mendoza.
Yep.
The owner of the Raiders was there with his terrible hair.
Yeah, that's bad.
Jake Paul was on the scene.
Okay.
Thought about taking a swing at him. Did not. Thought that was probably not a good idea.
No.
And I think that was kind of, all the usual suspects. Scott Van Pelt was there. I actually was on the phone with Abby at the end of the game and inadvertently walked through the back of the Scott Van Pelt show. So I'll be posting later today a screenshot she sent me of Fernando Mendoza on the show. And I'm like on the phone in the background, obviously me. And it just looks like I'm effing wheeling and dealing after the game. Buy, sell. Yeah, it just is a very funny background photo.
I love that. Yeah, those are really good. So I'm super happy that Indiana won. I am not a Miami fan whatsoever, but watching the end of that game. So I had to DJ a wedding on a Monday night, MLK Day. But I got home in time for the second half. So we're watching, and my kid, he's a contrarian, and he's a lot like me. He likes the underdog. He's Miami's underdog. Oh, I'm going for them.
Yeah,
but it was 10-0 for second half or whatever it was, and so he's starting to watch, and he's cheering for Miami. And my wife's, she and I are all in with Indiana. So go down the field into the game. That false start penalty, which was a false start penalty. The guy he moved his shoulder, and I go, Cooper, this is going to become. You're going to watch Miami come back and win this thing, because this is what Miami does in the Orange Bowl every time they're playing for a national championship. Sure enough, they go right. They kick the field goal. I go, they're going to score, win by 1. Get ready. We're calling to every play, and we're just like, it was so great. And then he goes, this Carson Beck idiot's going to throw an interception right here. Watch. And I go, yep,
Carson Beck on you.
Oh, so great.
Yeah. So can I give you some inside? One of my deals, I was working the press box during the game, but with like 9 minutes left, I go down to field level, but not on the field, like right where the entrance is, to start corralling media. Because some media can go out on the field as soon as it's all zeros.
Right.
And a good portion have to wait 4 minutes, particularly the video people, because it's a ESPN TV rights deal. So one of my jobs is to basically tell media people to their face, no, that guy's more important than you. You have to wait here.
You're judging.
Oh, he can go out there because he's a writer. You have to wait here because you're a video. You can do video. And it is very tense. And they're constantly, but while I'm down there with about 5 minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, you see 2 guys rolling the dollies. They have about 12 boxes on them. And they all say like Indiana hat, Indiana t-shirt, Indiana, blah. And you can tell it is all the Indiana national championship on-field stuff. So they're all getting scored. Well, then field goal gets kicked. Miami stops them, and now it's like a 6-point game, and Miami starts driving with like, a minute and a half, 2 minutes left?
Yeah, a minute and a half easily.
All of a sudden, there's the 2 guys with the NSF, 2 more guys with dollies that look exactly the same roll up, and they're like, their box says Miami hat, Miami shirt. And they're just like standing there and they're waiting and they're just like watching this drive. And there's all this talking forth, but hey, you need to make sure, like they're talking to the confetti guys, you make sure, because they're raining confetti and there's orange and green confetti and then there's red and white confetti. Don't get them, and it's just all this. So you're just seeing how the sausage is being made. And let me tell you, no one was rooting for one team or the other. They didn't care. It could have been Sharks and Jets, Cowboys, Steelers, Indiana, Miami. When Carson Beck threw that interception with 45 seconds left or whatever it was, and basically the game was decided, the relief level just dramatically changed. Because, okay, we now know who's going to win. And those guys with those Miami trucks, I really thought about just saying, hey, man, I got a buddy, Joe Costello. He's a big Miami fan. I'll give you a couple $100 for one of those Miami National Championship hats. It'll never see the light of day, but before you send that to Africa or, Croatia or wherever, help a brother out. But I didn't. I took the high road. And so they all go slinking off, and then they just started dropping the red and white confetti.
Yeah, those confetti machines, I know where they get them, and I rented one time for this corporate client. I destroyed a ballroom at the Dolphin Hotel. Yeah. Those things are so powerful. And we used to have them at Winter Circle and stuff, but that thing was just, whatever. You're just throwing stuff in it. Not good at all. Those things, I mean, they shoot up 100 feet in the air and then they catch the wind.
So my son-in-law, Adam, saw that there's a video of the guy running the confetti machine, right by the stage. Yeah. And Adam was like, who do I need to get an application in to run the confetti machine? Because the guy's just taking huge handfuls and just throwing it into the bucket, and then it's just shooting it out like a wood chipper. And he's just just blasting it out. And it's and you're like, right. If you had your hand right at the exit point, it would F you up.
Yeah, you're getting paper cuts all over your hand. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm super pumped. And I loved Joe and I were talking about how there were so many Indiana fans in the stands.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, listen, first off, he's like, I just don't understand. And then we started talking about it. I'm like, they're going to get there. They've never been to a national championship.
They'll figure out a way at $3,000 a ticket for top of the building. They'll figure out a way to
they will put it on a credit card. They'll do whatever. Yeah. But Miami's been there, done that. They've won multiple national championships in the building.
I didn't really realize Miami is not a big school.
No, it's a private school.
It's a private school. It's small. Yeah. But I was honestly thought there would be even more Indiana fans. I thought it was going to be 85% Indiana, and it was probably closer to 65-35%, maybe 60-40. And the Miami fans, they were repping it pretty hard.
Oh, listen, that Miami sideline, that was a who's who of Miami alums. That was awesome.
Crazy. So that was great. The fan central stuff was all fun. The bands were great. The media day, all that stuff. But Miami had a great vibe going for it. South Beach was really nice. It still always gets chilly. I mean, when you do the games in January, even in the southern areas, it's going to get a little chilly. But it was a banger weekend.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. The BW show. Hey, we talked about it.
Yes, we're big fans. We're very excited to hear Alan's Hot Sports opinions and his co-host / sidekick Nicole. So there'll be a great lineup of shows, and it'll be really good.
Yeah, again, somebody whose voice kind of needs to be heard, I feel.
Yeah. All right, so next week we're going to reach out and try to get some influencers on. I'll work on that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's going to be fun.
A little early. Who do you think is going to be heading into this? Who's going to win the weekend in the NFL games? Who's going to rep us in the Super Bowl?
We got Broncos and Patriots, right?
You got Broncos, Patriots. Broncos, no Bo Nix.
But everybody loves Jared Stidham.
And the Patriots do have a bad history of beating backup quarterbacks.
Yes.
And you got Seahawks, Rams,
which I could care less about that game. Oh, I don't even care.
I can't even name a Seahawks player, but they look very good. I don't know.
They got the quarterback. What's his name that was in Minnesota? See, I don't even know the guy's name.
Is it? It's Darnold.
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Which that was a terrible move. Minnesota just screwed that up.
I think it's going to be Seahawks Patriots in the final in the Super Bowl.
Listen, man. If the Rams get there, I think the Rams are going to win the whole thing.
Yeah,
but I mean that receiving crew, what's his name? Stafford's going to win the MVP if he makes it. I would as much as I don't like the Patriots, I would really love the Patriots to get there without Tom Brady and prove everybody wrong. You know what? No Belichick, no Brady. Okay, we can still do this stuff.
I would like the Patriots to get there only to drive all the Dallas Cowboy fans crazy in the fact that Robert Kraft hates Jerry Jones and it's mutual, that they hate each other, and the fact that the Patriots have completely rebuilt.
Yes.
In 4 years, and the Cowboys are still wandering around in the desert.
Yes, I agree. I don't mind the Broncos, but
no. But I like Bo Nix. I'm bummed he got hurt because I just think he's a pretty good player. Moment of silence for Mike Tomlin, who left the Steelers, so now the Steelers are going to go probably into 2 or 3 seasons of darkness. But I'm still going to rep them.
By the way, my social media feed keeps saying, "Oh, looks like we found where Mike Tomlin's going to end up." It's Florida State. I
don't think he's going to do anything.
No, I don't think he is either.
But speaking of, we talked, ad nauseum about the silly season in NHRA drag racing. Doesn't hold a candle to the NFL.
No.
We always talk about, this guy, top fuel world championship or bust for this crew chief or for this driver, right. But Sean McDermott at the Bills was obviously Super Bowl or bust, and he busted, and they were like, "Hey, man,
bye-bye.
We appreciate you getting to the playoffs every year, getting to the AFC Championship game 3 times, all this stuff, but you did not get to the Super Bowl, so we're going to be done with you."
What do you think? I called the Jim Harbaugh thing.
Jim Harbaugh did the Giants. Genius.
John Harbaugh.
They're going to be good. Yeah, John Harbaugh.
What about Tomlin to Buffalo?
I think he's really going to take a year off. I think he is too. Just reach, because he said basically the reason is he's just tired.
Right.
19 seasons. God dang it. Go to the vacation. Go to the beach without worrying about quarterbacks or tight ends or
probably never had in 20 years. He's probably never had a real Christmas. Things like that. They're always doing stuff.
Just do a year and just do nothing.
Yeah.
Do TV and just go and talk with no responsibility. So it's going to be
all
wild.
Right, I'm with you. I'm going to go Rams Patriots.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to go.
All right.
But that's
all right.
Be tough one.
Until next Wednesday.
Yes,
Thank you everybody for watching, listening, sharing. Congrats to Austin Prock for finally, getting the word out about Tasco Racing.
Yep. And
congrats
don't forget
Reinhardt and Nicole for their show. Ring the bell and tune in tonight, Vice, for the NHRA show that I can't remember the name of. What's
Chasing Speed.
Chasing Speed.
We are on the schedule on there. If you can't see, go to ViceTV.com. I believe you can watch it free there. If you can't watch it free there today, it'll be on the Vice TV YouTube channel tomorrow.
Perfect.
Okay. So
awesome.
if you forget, and we don't want you to forget, just go
tune
right
in
to the Vice thing tomorrow.
Tune in, watch it, share it, get excited.
Yep. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon next week. Have a great.
This is WFO Radio.